welcome to the podcast. My name's Axel,
I'm Vic.
the Obama Vic.
Shut up.
I'm Raul.
Mi nombre es Adrián.
Arian.
Okay, whatever.
My name's Ignacio.
And this is
Welcome
the
to
podcast.
that podcast, though.
Alright. So what are we talking about?
So I mean, we just saw the Smash trailer, and yeah, what do you guys think of it? Do you guys think
It's a nice port.
it will be a port or another game?
I have high hopes that it's another game. If it's a port, I'm not buying it. But speculation. There's no way to know unless you realize they got Cappy in the game.
I gotta say, I think I'm hoping. Let's just say I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it's a new game.
And they don't have that line.
Seeing from yeah,
They don't know that reference.
that logo line. I'm sure everyone does. Number one trending on
Was it?
YouTube.
Like JoJo right now.
Is that a JoJo reference?
But seeing as I mean, we only got to see Mario and Link like up close,
Luke.
and not really seeing their face at all. But we were saying that the Link looked like he had kind of had the Breath of the Wild costume, and if that's truth, then I mean, wouldn't he have a different reskin completely, since he looks different than in the Wii U? Or what did they put
The
as
Wii
for
U one, that was just Twilight.
It was Twilight Princess.
Yeah,
For Smash
still?
4.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I mean, Twilight Princess was pretty HD compared to the other games.
true.
And not Wind Waker?
That was aesthetic.
That's what we had.
Well, then again, there was Twilight Princess HD, so get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
All right.
My hope, even though I've never had any of them, I really hope that they make another one. And shaking my head. Like, I really hope it's another installment. As much fun as Smash 4 was,
Wasn't that fun?
it also wasn't that fun. So,
They put in those melee physics.
Yeah, they need to put it in the
It's because Smash 4 just felt really lacking compared to the other Smashes, in my opinion. They didn't have the story mode or the Subspace Emissary, which was fucking a blessing, by the way.
I love,
As much as I hate Brawl, I gotta say I love the sub.
I hate the tripping though.
And then there were
Oh, yeah, the
supposed
tripping.
the tripping was cool. What are you talking about?
No.
You filthy casual.
So I'm like the second best one here in Smash though.
Who's the first?
Axel.
Axel?
That says a lot.
Well, me and him are always competing with each other because no one else wants to take us on seriously.
Well, because I can't play serious.
Even though at the beginning I never played seriously with Axel up until he starts fucking me up really badly.
Yeah, I know. And then it's just a grudge match.
All right.
between you two.
Chill out, guys. I'm not that good.
We're not saying we're that good.
I mean, you and I are kind of even.
No one
I
was saying
guess.
that.
What about you, Ro? What do you think?
About it, like the trailer.
Yeah, what do you
What do
think?
you think?
Well, honestly, that one video that came up in your subscriptions. Too many ports.
Up to the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, but in a way, I hope that it is a new game, because as much as we played it like back on the Wii U, I'd like to see a new one with I guess the new hardware that the Switch has. And so it'll be pretty interesting what new things they might add, what characters and stuff. And since the 3DS already has its port, I feel like they might add more characters and we'll have to worry about porting it again to the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
So
We'll get the ice climbers back.
yeah, we'll get the Ice Climbers back. We'll get Wolf.
Well, seeing as... Well, I'm not sure about this, but... did they ever even announce anything beforehand about having Smash on the Switch? The trailer does say 2018, and I doubt they can just, like, have been making the game for over a year maybe now, if they have been.
Oh, when did Smash 4 came out?
Because it's not
2015.
like you can make a triple A game like this. You can't just make in a couple months.
Look at Fallout 4.
Hey, look at that Rising.
No, how about how they announced Fallout 4 and
Oh yeah, I know.
Same
They
year.
they announced Fallout 4 like a few months before they released it.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how a lot of marketing strategies are. They announce the game a few months before release.
Not really.
Not really.
Look at Death Stranding.
I know they
But-
like had 3
Whoa,
trailers.
whoa.
That's it.
Well, I'm not saying every
The Last of
every
Us?
developer do that. I'm saying like, well, but some do.
Well, we'd have to be looking at Nintendo here. Nintendo.
I mean, when
How far before do they announce that a game's gonna be out?
I kind of have to disagree, Raul. I at least based on some of the larger AAA titles, like they tend to hype it up a lot more. Like usually over a year, if they're like a yearly release. Like if they're a yearly release, maybe they'll get like they'll release trailers and stuff closer. Like look at Call of Duty. That's a pretty big title, and they haven't released a trailer, but they're gonna be releasing stuff around May, right?
Oh, with that being said, they announced Black Ops 4,
Yeah, they did
and
say
then that got overshadowed by goddamn Smash.
Yeah.
I mean, I prefer Smash. So.
Yeah.
I'm more excited about the Smash news than anything else.
I don't want a fourth Black Ops.
taking place in year 3000.
I
No,
already
thought-
did that.
I thought they said they were going for a more grounded thing, so I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
The Korean War.
Don't give them any ideas.
No, I think I haven't watched that video that you were talking about the ports, like too many ports on the Nintendo Switch. Although like people were saying that there wasn't enough ports on the previous systems, I kind of get what that video might be about, even though I haven't watched it yet. It might be about how, because recently he's been talking about a lot of how when the ports come, they're still like at full-fledged $60 price. A lot of people are like, oh, I can't afford all these games. Like, why are there so many ports? I can't even play any of them because they're all still at full price. And it's because a lot of people with the Switch, like they're saying like, oh, I can't buy all these games. Like, why can't they put it like at $30 or cheaper? You know?
Well, I'm pretty sure they're worried about like money wise. That should be on like their own issue, not fucking.
I know it's because a lot of games that already come out in the past and previous systems, they're like all coming out at the same time on the Switch, and you can't get all of them because it's just all priced at full
no
price.
one's gonna force to rebuy it.
Well, I get what you're saying.
What
but
if they
it's-
never had it though?
Yeah,
Well,
like
I mean, I never played a Wii U or never had any of the games fucking Wii U, so I might buy a port.
well, I think it's more about like other games too. Like, look at how much is Skyrim for Switch going for? Is it going to be a full-fledged $60?
I'm pretty sure it was $60.
That game is 7 years old now. Is it really still worth $60?
That game's been ported to like everything.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Like, is it really like maybe for like newer ones, like the $60 is justified for the price, but for older games like say Skyrim or others, like maybe even Resident Evil 4, I don't know if it's on there yet.
Was it like $20 for PS4 or is it 40?
For what?
20.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, it's 20.
20. Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's much more justified for a game that's well over 10 years old now, you know? And the kind of questioning is about the pricing, not so much the quality of the game or anything, or the experience anyone has. It's just, is this price justified? Like,
Well,
I get, like, we all understand that there's development costs for developing for a new console and all that, but is it really justified for games that are that old, that are running, that don't need necessarily this much advanced hardware, you know? And will there be like extra bonuses for getting this port? If not, then really what's the reason of bringing it to the console? You know, like when Skyrim, for example, when that was brought over to the PS4 and Xbox One, the ability was to have mods and everything and all the DLC. So that price tag was well justified, you know? Same thing with, say, the BioShock remasters. It had all 3 games for that price of $60. And all the DLC and everything. So,
Yeah, and it's kind of like that with the Switch with you know, the old Hyrule Warriors game.
Yeah.
When that got ported over to the Switch, it came out $60 as well. And a lot of people were saying like, wow, like this game was already out on the Wii U and the 3DS. Like, why is it coming out $60 on the Switch? It's been out for a long time now.
Well,
And it's because in the Switch version, they're putting in the DLC that came out on the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS, which were separate. They weren't even the same DLC. and they put them together and put them into the
So
Switch.
you're pretty much charging just the DLC then?
Yeah, it's
necessarily,
the
but
full game, like from both consoles that were kind of different because the DLCs were different.
In a way, a lot of people didn't play the Wii U and its games that come out, so in a way, it's a new game for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. I didn't want to play most of the games on the Wii U. They were all, for the most part, shit. The ones coming out on Switch, they look pretty decent, I guess. They're gonna port Xenoblade Chronicles X. Would I buy it? Probably. I already have it for Wii U, but on the Switch, probably better. That game was probably the best Wii U game, by the way.
Popular opinion.
In his lifetime. Popular opinion.
Is it popular?
I don't. Is there community? Check the
Sarcasm,
community. Check the
man.
fucking.
Check the Wii U subreddit.
Yeah.
I don't use Reddit, so
I think this is Wii U subreddit. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there probably is.
Yeah, there's
I would-
there probably was.
Oh.
What can it used to be like 1,000 online? Now it's like 60 people online.
Probably less.
10.
I wouldn't know though.
10.
I don't use Reddit, so I wouldn't know.
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's dead air.
Speaking of dead, fucking Raul's car died.
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
wish I
yeah.
could have been there.
Wait, right now?
No,
No.
this was back like last week.
Oh,
So, well, I guess we'll just change topics. So 2 weeks ago, it was a Monday. I finished with my classes, and I was just waiting for my biology lab to start, which is about 45 minutes apart. And so I decided to take Adrian and Mario with me to go get food. So we went down the street to Burger King, and the car worked perfectly fine up to then. And so we got our food, got in the car. I turned the key, no reaction at all. So I'm like, well, shit, I'm stranded. And so we tried a bit more, and sure enough, we ended up staying there for like 3 hours until Adrian's brother came by. And then eventually Adrian's brother came and dropped me off back at school. I'm like, I'm going into lab 2 hours late.
dang.
Fortunately, my group was still there, so
Damn.
they came through and they helped me out.
How long is that class though?
It's like short, like shy under 3 hours.
Dang.
Like, well, it's because people work at their own pace, and by the time they finish, they take a quiz and they can leave.
Oh,
So we usually don't stay
What?
later than like 2.5 hours. And so, but yeah, like I was one of the last ones to leave. And then, so that was that week, and I couldn't drive that car. I had to borrow my grandpa's. And then a week later, so we figure out the reason it was the starter, not the battery. And then a week later, since I already know how to start it up again, I just had to like kind of hit the starter for a bit, and then start it up.
jiggle it.
And so I purposely told Adrian to come with me.
I know. I wanted to drive, like, actually drive.
Yeah,
to school,
but I was like, no, you're coming with me.
yeah, I'll be the co-pilot.
And so I had to go fill up gas, and that's the reason why I brought him, because I knew I had to turn the car off and turn it back on. But
Oh,
right there, it didn't turn on, and it wouldn't turn on anymore. And like,
not even with the hack.
not even with the life hack. And so Adrian had to call his brother again. And then
That's why you brought him with us.
we had to abandon my car once again. However, I was in the gas station. I was parked in the pump. So we had to push the car.
And, like, it wouldn't go fucking neutral.
Oh yeah, like the brakes were,
That was weird.
they were hard because you had to turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Without it turning on, like the vacuum, it prevents you from pressing the brake.
Yeah.
And so eventually I like kind of forced it. And
That's good.
we pushed it to a parking lot, just the Fry's next over. And yeah, the day on went from there. And just recently I finally replaced the starter, so now it starts now.
Thankfully.
Thankfully.
Fucking,
You know.
not even 20 yet, already abandoning the car.
Not even 20, and I'm already abandoning my car multiple times. I'm pushing it. Yeah, have you guys had any instances where your guys' car wouldn't start up?
I can't drive and nor do I have a car. So
Well, I mean, like,
No.
not necessarily with like.
oh no, I you know how I have a Sorrento, right?
Yeah.
Well, I quote unquote, as in my dad.
The fuck? Kia?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's pretty good.
Cool.
Anyways, we got it fixed recently, but for like ever, like over the beginning of the year, and maybe a little bit before that, like it was weird, like we would be driving down like the street or whatever, and it just like turn off
Oh
completely.
yeah, that's how my uncle's truck is or was.
Yeah, it was like, it was kind of weird though. Like sometimes it would do it, but sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it wouldn't even come back on, and I'm
Oh,
like,
fuck.
oh no.
the fucking street.
Yeah.
The highway.
But yeah, and it's like that happened once when my family was coming to pick me up from ASU, so it was like, oh, that's not good.
Were you in a car or were you still
No,
waiting for
they
him?
were. I
Oh.
was waiting for them to come pick me up, so I was like, oh, I didn't even know until they told me while we were eating.
That's always the worst when you're like, if you ask for a ride or something like that, and then like something ends up happening to them before they even get to you, and you feel like it's your fault.
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah.
that's how I felt. I was like, oh, I feel so bad. Because it was like, because normally I come home on the weekends, you know, and it was like, oh, I could have just stayed there. And that probably wouldn't have happened,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, yeah, but that's about the only thing I can think of, at least recently.
Oh, speaking of like getting somewhere before, like something happening to us. This is about sophomore year, so it was a few years back. This is back when I had the big car, the camioneta.
Yeah.
The
remember.
camioneta. And so we were. I don't know what we were. I think we were gonna meet up with some other family members at a Peter Piper, like a few minutes down the highway. So we were like going down the I-10, and next thing you know, the back tire pops.
Oh fuck.
We were in the highway. Fortunately, it wasn't the front tire. Otherwise, that would have been probably catastrophic. And so we had to pull over, and we were there. We got stranded on the highway for like a good hour.
Stranded on the highway, fuck, dude.
Yeah, it was really scary because there's cars going really fast, and we're just like out in the far left. And
Oh wow.
yeah, like, and we didn't have the tools to change the tire. And we had to wait till my dad came, and we fixed it. But yeah, that's another instance.
That's my dad once. I was with him. We were coming back from like a family's like birthday party. Well, not a family, like a family friends, something like that, right? What?
Nothing.
And his fucking tire popped right in the fucking middle of the street. I was like, fuck. And he fucking drove his truck all the way to the nearest tire shop with a tire pop. And I just feel like, oh man, all these people behind us judging us.
Wouldn't that like fuck up the rings?
Yeah.
The rings.
Rings.
The rings.
I can't relate. I'm just waiting for my car to
I'm waiting
for something to happen to the car.
die.
I'm waiting for it to just die on me.
Blows up.
Oh fuck.
Like right now in my mind, I'm like, oh, this car works fine, and there's probably a couple things that are wrong with it, and I'm just
Probably, like,
totally
I
ignoring
feel
it.
like the thing that was great for the brakes. So you know how I say your brakes are kind of like.
My brakes are, I'm used to them, so.
Well, like, just imagine that you fucking try braking.
Which is
Oh, hell
bad
no.
because when I use like a new car that has like new brakes and stuff like that,
It's like you hit the
It's-
brakes and it's like brakes instantly.
I can't get used to it because mine I have to brake for like 5 seconds before I stop.
Damn. Yeah. You should.
You should
Probably
probably
replace
replace
those.
those.
Yeah.
I don't want you like end up in the hospital because the brakes failing on you.
Oh no.
This one time, I used to own, well, I didn't own it, but my dad used to own a station wagon. And we sold it to my cousin, but that's not what my parents told me. So I asked my mom, hey, what happened to the station wagon? And I think she said it blew up or something.
How the fuck?
How to stop a teenager from asking questions?
I was like 8, dude.
Oh.
I was like young, because I remember having it, and then it wasn't there one time. Like, hey, Ama, ¿qué pasó con el station wagon? She's like, I don't know, explotó algo.
It went kaboom. The end.
Went boom boom.
So when you said something about exploding, it instantly triggered my station wagon memory.
Those bad memories.
That reminds me. Like this was a long time ago. I was probably like, I don't know, like 6 or 7. But we used to have a Nissan car. I remember that because one of the times we were driving it, I was obviously small, but I just opened the door on the highway.
Oh fuck.
Anyway, yeah, that was. I don't know why I did that. It just felt compelled to do that.
Man, dude.
One of those things that just needs to happen.
Yeah, and luckily I had my seatbelt on, or else I would have.
And that's when they invented child lock.
No, they never put that on. They never put that on any of the doors.
I think my biggest fear, like, fucking like sleeping on the door.
Oh, and then like
Yeah,
just
it
popping
just-
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they have like fucking hard time like sleeping like on a road trip and shit.
Yeah.
How flash it hurts.
I usually sit in the passenger seat and like I fall asleep a
You
lot.
pout.
No, I don't pout, but I.
That's a good passenger.
Yeah, I know. It's not very good.
Yeah, last
I can't
time-
help it sometimes.
Last
though.
time my sister was driving, she had a fucking co-pilot with her. She was dead asleep, and the next thing you know, our car got totaled.
Oh fuck.
Jesus.
I told you guys this already, that my
Oh,
sister
yeah.
was driving like at 4 in the goddamn morning, and then her piece of shit friend, who I guess I forgive for causing the accident.
I never heard the story.
No? Well,
Me either.
Oh fuck, fuck.
oh, well,
Alright, story time.
Story time.
not clickbait, but my sister was driving to a party at 4 a.m., I guess, and she was already dead tired. So, and because her friend was already fucking dead asleep, my sister, I guess, fell asleep too, and next thing she knew, she hit a truck. Front bumper was completely bad. One of the fucking tires fell off.
Wait,
Popped
who's
off.
driving?
My sister.
Oh,
Wait, this is to a party or from a party?
from.
To or from, I don't remember.
Oh, like 4 in the
Probably-
morning to
probably
a party.
from.
Yeah.
Oh, like, damn.
Like, who the fuck goes to a party at 4 in the morning?
Dude, you wouldn't know.
Mexicans.
Fucking.
Not
Them
saying.
out.
Don't be racist now.
I'm
Just
not.
'cause
Yeah.
my sister's Mexican,
I'm
going
one of
to
them.
these wild Mexican kickback parties, man. But yeah, she totaled the car. She called me and she said, "Yo, pass me mom and dad." I'm like, why? And she's like, "Just pass them to me." And low key, I just kind of figured, God, I hope you're not in an accident. And she got in an accident, but guess what? The truck owner didn't know that, so hope he doesn't know that ever.
Wait, the truck. How the fuck is
He's gonna listen to the podcast. These motherfuckers.
But
That's who it was. Solve the case.
You see like fucking Victor's house, you just hear like sirens in the morning. Like, oh shit.
But my sister was fine. I just kind of wish her friend wasn't, but I got over that. So.
Jesus.
Well, we're glad your sister's fine and everything.
Yeah, me too. She was pretty shook for like a week, but then she got back on her shit.
Yeah.
Going to parties at 4 in the morning again?
Yeah.
That's how it kind of is with driving. When you mess up once on the road, or someone almost like hits you and messes up, it has you shook for a while, and you feel like you shouldn't be driving anymore. But then you get over it, and you're just like it just happens.
Oh fuck, that's how a girl was. Remember that the girl I was talking about that was like annoying?
Yeah.
And who
Which
she,
one?
I don't know, some
Yes.
girl was telling her like fucking life story, and I couldn't even like answer back because she was coming off. And I remember she said that she was in an accident and how she like felt all shook for like a month.
Yeah.
she's still scared to like drive again.
I was like, I've been in a few accidents. Not anything all that bad actually, but like, that's the reason why I don't drive at all, or like I'm so scared to drive, is that I feel like I'm gonna get in accidents and
You're like,
I'm not gonna be able to do anything about it. Like, you know, like it's just,
or you're gonna fucking,
or I'm scared I'm gonna die, and I really don't want to do that.
you're like in a fucking box of metal.
Yeah, it's like it's to me it's very scary because it feels like a lot of responsibility, and
Scary Terry. Sorry, wearing a Rick and Morty shirt.
yeah, but it's something I really don't want. Like, I feel like I'm not responsible enough to take that on, even though like my sister drives and everything. Like and I
you're
also
just
feel
scared,
like
yeah.
I lack the skills, and I'm gonna get in accidents and everything.
I think one of the best advice my brother gave me about driving is just like ignore the guy behind you.
Yeah, just let them do what they want. Like they can pass you if they want,
Right.
but
So like I'm like, cause I was thinking about the like.
because if you think about the driver behind you the whole time, you're not gonna be thinking about what's in front of you,
Yeah.
and that's what messes you up when you're first learning how to drive.
Yeah, cause I remember like when I was first learning, I was like, why is this guy up my ass all the time?
Yeah, that's just Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was like,
it really is.
But then I get the next night, I just like if he crashes into me, fuck him.
Yeah,
That's not him now.
their fault. Yeah. So yeah. I mean that's true. That's how a lot of Phoenix is. A lot of crashes every day like happens around our area.
Indian school.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I never finished talking about the Nissan.
Oh,
By the way, Indian school's a street. Don't think I'm racist, please.
Just Arizona.
There was a place called it was right, like named after like an actual school for Indian.
That's
Yeah.
why it's literally called Indian
Yeah.
school, because it led to an Indian school or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but the
But
Nissan.
I'm not racist or anything.
Native
Just saying.
American.
But with the Nissan, my uncle used to have like a Nissan that was like it was exactly the same. But I guess he got like one of his exes got like really mad at him or something, so they stole ours thinking it was his.
god.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was kind of cool, I guess. But and it was gone for like a couple weeks, and then we found it completely trashed. They didn't take the radio for whatever reason. They took everything else.
What?
They took all the seats. They literally took everything except for the radio.
What the
Of all the
Where
things
was
to
it?
take.
Huh?
Was it like in a fucking random dish?
No, I think so. I don't remember where it was. It was so long ago. But like, why they didn't take the most expensive thing in there, I don't know. It was just so weird.
so you just take it back and just like
I don't know. I don't know what my parents did. They did whatever.
they blew it up.
It was, it's like they really couldn't do anything.
Fucking like
My
the
fucking
Exo
story
cat, the fucking
coincides with Ignacio's.
Yeah, that was so. That's exciting.
All relative.
Just imagine that shit. Like waking up, where's my car?
That also reminds me. That happened one of these times. It was 2008, 2009, closer to 2009. We used to have a silver truck. I don't know if you guys remember, but it used to be a big ass silver Chevy. It was like a 2005. It doesn't matter. But my mom had stopped paying the bill. So in like the middle of the night, it was the only vehicle we had at the time.
Oh, so it was like repo or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I remember because I was on the computer because I'm lazy and that's all I do. But I remember hearing like stuff moving around outside, and I was like, that's weird. It sounds like there's someone here. I was like, oh, maybe it's just whatever though.
It's the garbage trucks taking out the trash.
Yeah, it's like 10 at night.
Yeah.
So that was something else that happened, and then we had to drive around a red red Cavalier that sucked. That was awful too.
Yeah, speaking of repo, I remember this is back in probably 2010.
Oof.
Probably a year later after you. Yeah, same thing, same situation. Parents stopped paying for a car. I don't remember what car it was though, because I just stopped caring.
Yeah, I was
But
like, mine.
yeah, I woke up like the next morning. You just see like the tire marks like going down the street.
What the fuck?
I'm just like, nice. At least to like take it away like legally.
Yeah, my dad forgot to pay for his Tahoe.
Forget.
I don't know, he was pretty poor.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know why he fucking got a Tahoe that he couldn't like afford. So yeah, fucking repo that
It
shit.
happens.
Yeah.
People get excited
Fucking Mexican.
over a car that they really, really want, and then they end
Yeah.
up having problems with it.
Yeah, I feel like it happens at least like once per
Yeah,
person.
once. Yeah, actually.
Well,
I don't know. It just
It
just
depends.
happens. Yeah.
Unless you don't drive like Ignacio.
yeah, I was gonna say like
Take
the
the
reason the truck got repoed was for a completely different reason. That's because that was between my parents and everything.
Oh,
That was when they were splitting. So
makes sense.
yeah, well
Yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of like It didn't quite happen yet, but you know it was about to happen. So
Yeah.
it was like she stopped paying for all the electricity, stopped paying for the water.
That was like one of the fucking domino effect, pretty much, right?
Yeah, and she took all the money that was meant for those, and just basically left. So that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, and then she also stopped paying on the mortgage. So
I think that's how my dad was, like during pretty much the Great Recession. I remembered, like how like they caught him like buying a TV for another woman. Another fucking screen. I don't know the fuck. Dude. My dad has like
Somehow I'm Chinese.
my dad had so much fucking Sanchez. My dad was like, I don't know. My dad was like the Chad.
she's a Chad.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Unlike you.
Fucking like shorter than me. He's like tall as Raul.
I'm taller than him.
Oh, you are.
I'm not that short.
Yeah, my dad was like fucking
5 foot
like.
nothing.
Yeah, my dad was like 5'4", like 5'4".
Yeah, I'm like 5'5" and a
What the-
half.
5'4".
Like 5 and a half.
Short.
I didn't
You can add the half
short
in
is.
there now.
They have the half. It matters.
It adds.
Yeah, at that height it does.
No, I'm
Somewhat
still, I'm
matters.
still the shortest in the group. Which,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't care.
I fucking.
We socially
It's just
accept you.
funny.
Am I socially?
It's funny 'cause, like, I'm like the tallest in my fucking family. Like everybody else is short. Like from those from like Salvador and Mexico, they're all fucking short.
How tall
Yeah.
are you?
5'11".
Holy shit! I didn't realize.
Are you 5'13"?
Damn it, I was about to say that. Fuck you.
5'13" niggas shorter than 6 foot niggas.
Fuck you. I was about to say that.
Speaking of my dad, I remember he told me a story. Before crossing like the border, he was like,
Ooh,
Why the fuck are you laughing?
That's funny.
we're getting to these stories.
no, I remember he jumped off from a moving car.
Oh, damn.
That's why I laughed, because I knew something ridiculous was gonna
Yeah, he
happen.
What the
fucking.
fuck?
Hey,
I don't know. He's like
I mean,
14 or something.
It's not always perfect. It's not like, I don't want to say how movies depict it, where it's an easy cross,
I
but
don't think it is.
Oh,
Just
is that on the
walk on
border
through,
crossing
fam.
now?
Yeah, just walk through.
Are we talking about
Jump over the fence.
Are we talking about border crossing now? Ooh.
Ooh.
no, but I mean like in movies, the way they depict it,
Under the
it
same
seems easier than what it
It's
actually
just a
is.
mesh fence with some barbed wire on top. Just jump over that. They're already in America. Over to yeehaw, Satan.
I think like my dad crossed the border 3 times.
I think my dad too.
Yeah, I think my family crossed the border 1 billion times.
What the fuck?
What the fuck does that mean?
Because we go to Mexico all the time.
Yeah, like you go
Shut the
leave.
fuck up.
Yeah, that's
Shut the
fucking.
My
hell up.
dad's got papers, fam.
This is all legally.
Yeah, it is legally.
Yeah, my dad broke out papers like
Trump, don't deport us.
Help.
Trump don't deport.
Okay, my family's got papers.
voted
My
for
mom's
Trump.
got a green card.
Yeah, I voted for you.
And I was born in Phoenix, so I'm
kidding,
technically a American citizen.
We're
oh
just-
shit. We get
I like
it.
it technically. You threw
We're
in there,
just
like,
dreamers.
I mean, I was born
Hey, that's
here,
an
so.
opening for Naruto.
It is.
Yeah, we are fighting dreamers. But that song was shit.
Ooh.
What's
So
the one?
we're
The
jumping
one
into anime now?
what's the
Talk
one
about
that? What's the
anime.
one that everybody likes? The
Um,
opening.
The meme one?
The meme one, yeah.
No, not the meme one. Like the
Volume
one Naruto.
The original one?
Yeah.
It was the 4th one, I think.
Fourth
I
or
forget how
third?
it went.
I believe third.
Now you'll
I
see
forgot
that
how it
whole silence
went, but it was really
from
cool.
the
All right. Anyway, back to crossing the border.
Victor, you said you had a story you wanted to chime in somewhere.
Oh, I completely forgot what that story was.
Oh, okay.
Oh, besides my sister and my mom, my family has had good experience with cars.
Oh, it's like
Literally just me and my dad then.
like
Oh, that reminds me.
Right as I'm telling my goddamn story.
Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going. I'll
I
tell
don't know
that.
where I was going with that, to be honest. I was gonna say how our cars never got repossessed; they just exploded. Apparently,
imagine like it's like parked in a fries and it's like
that'd be a
whoa,
cool story, though.
like whoa shit. I guess I gotta walk in with all these groceries away.
Go on.
My what is it? Was it? Well, it was both of them. One of these times, my mom She ran someone over.
Oh no.
You know, have you guys seen my mom?
Phoenix in a nutshell,
Yeah.
am
I
I right,
haven't.
guys?
I think like on your Instagram and stuff like that.
No,
Just when you
she's
bring-
still like a question mark. Like
Yeah.
a black
Damn.
silhouette. with a
Damn.
question mark.
Well,
I feel like this might be the first time I'm hearing
Please,
anything
Goosebumps
from
theme
you
song.
about your mom.
oh yeah, I don't like to talk to her. Talk about her.
Oh.
Sorry.
Both.
No, but no, it was. This was a long time ago. She's really short. She's like 4'11".
I knew it.
Yeah, she hella short, and we always had tall trucks.
Oh,
I dropped the fidget spinner. But we always had like really tall trucks, so she always had trouble seeing over like in the windshield.
Oh fuck! I couldn't imagine the story going on.
Yeah, and there was someone walking across,
Oh my god.
and she didn't see, so she just went. She just ran her over.
Like, watch people die.
She didn't get all that hurt,
Oh,
and she actually, well, I guess she technically fell into the truck. I mean, I would say otherwise, but
She fell into the truck.
yeah,
Alright.
that was what was determined.
One way
I don't
to
know
put
if that's true. I seen otherwise. There was one other time my dad ran over a bunch of bicyclists.
what the
God, what the fuck is wrong with your parents?
I don't know. I don't know how that one happened. I wasn't totally
Contributing
conscious.
to the shitty drivers in Phoenix. Well, not you personally.
No,
but-
no, no. They're good drivers.
Except for when they run
Except for when they run people over.
It's because the woman fell into the truck. The cyclist just happened to
Yeah,
be
he's
there.
just playing golf.
Yeah, something like
We were
that.
not
yeah.
in the bicycle lane, so it's the free game.
Oh,
I
damn.
continue on.
I'm trying to think of what else happened. I know my mom got into a little accident before.
So who else got run over?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Body
there's
count.
always-
Oh Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
My life is evolving, fellas.
No, but yeah, that reminds me. I mean, have you guys ever been in a car when like someone else that's driving has messed up and just hit
My
someone?
sister.
It had never happened for me until I think about a year or two ago, when I always believed in my mom's driving. Like I'd never seen her mess up once. Well, in my eyes, after seeing her for a while, I was like, oh, she's driving correctly. Well, I didn't know exactly what that was at the time, but the first time I experienced it, I was with her in the car, and there was another car. Like we were stopped at a stoplight, and there was another car approaching like really fast from behind. And you know how you get kind of scared that they might hit you, so you go forward a little bit
Oh fuck!
just to see if you could give them a little more space to brake. And she does that, and she accidentally hits the car in front, but she like had barely tapped it, I guess. But you were able to feel it or
Yeah.
kissed it or whatever, love tap, whatever they say. Little kiss, and then the woman in front of the car that we had just hit, she got out of the car,
Oh fuck! One of
checked,
those.
she checked the van, she screamed at my mom, but literally there was nothing on her van. Like
There was no way to even tell if
What
No.
type of?
anything.
Was it
if
a-
anything had happened.
Was it
at
like
all.
a soccer band?
Yeah, one of those. And then the second time, just to cut to the story, we were going to Home Depot, and she was parking, and after you park like a billion times, you feel like you have every calculation, and sometimes you like trust yourself enough to just go for the park, and I
Yeah.
guess she did that once, and
Miscalculated.
she miscalculated, even though she thought she wasn't going to, and she hit the truck. And the woman on the passenger side of that truck got out and started screaming. But the driver, he was chill. Like, he just came out and he's like, oh, nothing happened to the truck. Like, literally, our car was probably worse from that.
Damn.
Yeah,
Like, the
trucks are
truck,
like-
the
trucks
trucks
are
from
fucking
behind
tanks.
us, they are.
Dude,
In Phoenix,
They had,
they run over people.
But yeah, and then, so yeah, the driver was chill. He didn't say anything to my mom. He's just like, you guys could go.
I got a
Whatever.
good story. This one time we were going to California, and this Chinaman decided to park next to us,
Don't say that.
and that's not alright. You could
He's from
blur that
Chinatown.
out.
He's a Chinaman.
Oh,
He was literally a Chinaman though.
There's no Chinatown.
It's not. Anyways, he's getting out of his car, but he decides to fucking open his door. Like, he pushed it open, and it hits our Corolla on the side. He gets out, he looks at it, he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Fucking shame.
I'm in the passenger. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, it's cool, because I didn't know how to react. He just hit my fucking. He just slammed his door into our door. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Fucking Adrian, when you slammed the door.
I didn't even slam it.
You just like just yeet the door and hit the wall. Anyway,
Was this parked at your house?
yeah, this is when I was like in my garage.
Oh,
And then Adrian's like,
How would you open it that hard? The fuck?
still, you
It
can
wasn't
hear
hard, but you did hit the wall.
he could hear
Or-
the impact.
How Adrian says like, I hate that I'm fit.
I wanted to slap you so bad when you said that.
Oh, have I told you the story of how this one lady hit me in the back of the car?
Is this
I
your
don't think
girlfriend?
Yeah, I was with my girlfriend at the time. So I pick her up from school and we're heading home, right? So I'm like gonna drop her off home. And so we're at a stoplight and we're just talking. Next thing you know, like we just like feel that whiplash.
Whiplash.
And I turn around and I was like, oh my god, someone hit me. And then I put the car in park. It was still in the red light. And so I get out and it's some like those ladies that look like they can't take care of themselves.
Oh yeah.
Like really messed up hair, like shitty makeup on.
They look
and
like
stuff
they're
like
one
that.
bad day away
Wait,
from a
before-
breakdown.
Before you get to the climax, like I feel like those moments when you're driving and someone hits you, that's like the time where you have to kind of decide what kind of person you're gonna be to
Yeah.
the other driver.
I was like, well, I looked at the impact, and that's what kind of determined how it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I saw there was nothing on neither of the cars, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll let this go.
Yeah.
And so I go up to her, and she's like, I'm sorry, like stuff like that. And they're like,
Yeah,
are the cars okay? I'm like, yeah, they're both fine and stuff like that. And so, and she's like, yeah, I just checked my phone for like 2 seconds on the map, and next thing you know, I hit your car. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm like, okay, yes, it's fine.
Just stay off your phone then.
Yeah, like, and I like this is where like I put on my most serious voice, like, get off your phone. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. And she sticks out her hand out to give me a handshake. I was like, the fuck,
No,
nigga?
don't
Get
do
off
that.
And so like I just like I barely even touched. I was like, yeah, thanks. And then
Terminator voice.
and then I
Thanks for hitting my car.
and then I walk
Here's a
away,
handshake.
and then we start driving away. And then as soon as we were driving away, I look at the rearview mirror. She's gone. I'm just like, she fucking disappeared.
Yeah, I feel like when people mess up, well, this is more of like my time. Like if I mess up, like stopping like too close to like a stop sign or something like that, and people like obviously know that I messed up, I kind of just slow down and try to disappear from the crowd.
No.
Try to find new group of cars that don't know my cars.
Oh, that
I don't know if I ever got in an accident, or if I did it or not. Low key, I'm probably just gonna be really furious if I did it or if it happened to me.
For me,
I'm surprised I wasn't furious to that one dude who hit our Corolla by opening his goddamn door.
Honestly,
I
I'm
was-
surprised too that you didn't.
I would have.
You didn't really
If this was
respond.
me nowadays, I would have fucking bursted like.
You know how swole I am.
I'm gonna fuck you up. I watch
I
JoJo,
like-
fam.
I'm just scared. Like, have you seen that one video? Like the guy, like he was in a car and like some guy is screaming at him to roll down the window and shit.
public freakout.
Yeah, but he was like,
I just
like,
want to talk.
no, he was like screaming so loud that he started to like squeak.
Yeah, like his voice breaks and everything.
Yeah, and then his face is all red and shit. Like I was thinking, like I don't want to be
Get
like
out
that
of
guy.
my car.
Like I don't want to be like the main subject of a public freak out video. Like that's what I was scared of. Like
Get out of my car!
Sir,
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you will fucking get out of my car.
Alright.
That's all Adrian's scared of becoming viral.
going to fucking like
Becoming a meme.
yeah.
I'm scared of being so mad I'm gonna make myself look like a fool. Which is all the
Why are you
time.
yelling at me?
And
Oof.
I got into an accident on Christmas one time. It was Christmas Day. It was very exciting. We were on the highway.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there was some driver that, like, I don't know what happened, but they, like, just, because we were in the far left lane, and they just, like, there was this semi, and they almost, like, clipped the semi and everything, but, like, they just went, like, all the way
Oh, okay.
over.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, just,
That happened to me once too.
yeah,
Like-
no, it was crazy, though. Like, I didn't expect it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna die.
That to me was recently. Remember I told you how like some guys like cut me off like completely to the left lane.
Oh yeah, the lanes that merge.
Yeah, I was like,
There's the ramp and then the lane.
yeah, I was like, I couldn't react and not like I mean I don't know. I like slowed down, but then like he was like already past. So I was like, okay, I don't know how to fucking process that. Like
With me,
I was like, what?
this was a few years ago. This is when I got into my first car crash, and I wasn't the one to blame, but I was the one driving. And this is again back in high school, and I was getting out of school. Ironically, this is the day I was gonna test to get my permit.
Oh fuck! Oh,
And so I guess that was like life's way of telling me, boy, you ain't ready.
Boy.
Yeah.
If you guys want to know, I failed the test too.
I figured.
I by 3 points.
I
And
don't
so
understand this term.
Were you going too slow?
no,
It's gone too
this
fast.
is a written test.
Oh,
Oh.
What's it called? I was making a left turn, and so the light was turning yellow. You know how the cars were far away, and so I knew that I had that,
Oh yeah,
that opening.
you had that chance to
But
go.
the lady sped up,
Oh.
and she
fuck.
crossed.
Oh, Jesus.
The light turned red, and she crossed at a red light,
hate those slits.
and she hit me. And so she hit me in the side, and I completely like moved my like position away. So and I was ended up facing the oncoming traffic.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus.
shit! Wait, so she hit you like a T-bone?
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Nigga, you got T-boned.
And so, like, but, and it makes me feel bad because my dad was in the passenger side.
Oh.
Fortunately, he didn't get hurt, but like, he
That could've
saw
been
it. He
bad.
saw it coming, and it's like he yelled my name. I was like, "Watch out!" And I looked, and I literally froze. I couldn't react.
Oh,
like I
fuck.
either
It happens.
yeah, and I couldn't. I didn't react in time, so that's when the impact happened. Because if I look back now, and if I had reacted a little bit faster, I would have hit the floor, the gas pedal, and probably made it out. But right there in that moment, I was just frozen from shock that I couldn't react.
Yeah, and that's a situation that happens. I forgot what the exact name is, but it's a test that some people would have, like where you say you could do one thing, but when you're put in the actual situation, you just maybe have a different complete
Like,
reaction.
kind of like the fight or flight response reaction. Yeah, I guess. And so I get out. I'm like, my dad gets out. I'm like still frozen in the car in the driver's seat. And then eventually I get out. And we talk to her. We're like, oh, okay, we'll exchange like insurance. And so there was a CVS right there. So it was like, we'll just meet up right there. And so we go there, and she's nowhere to be seen. So we assumed that she didn't have insurance, so she like fled the scene.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you guys didn't got like any info on her?
Nope. And so I ended up going home, and I was crying because like fuck, I got into a crash. My dad wasn't with me. Like I fucked up the car, and so I wasn't in the mood for driving
For a
the next
couple
few
of
days. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's why when it kind of left me traumatized when I'm in a left, when I'm turning left, and if people yell at me, I do one or two things. I either hit the brakes or I hit the gas.
Yeah,
That's one of the two. Just because it triggers that moment where like because then I automatically assume that there's a car coming to hit me.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like it when people like raise their voices when I'm making in the process of a left turn.
yeah. I'm still kind of like jiffy with left turns.
Jiffy.
Yeah.
Jiffy.
I remember, like, fuck yeah, I was talking about this, was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday this week. I was talking to a friend, like, she was, like, telling me how, like, she's, like, really scared to do, like, fucking left turns and shit. Even though, like, she has her, like, driver license already and shit, but she's just still scared. Shit, I'm still fucking scared. Are you scared doing left turns, Axel?
Left turns?
Yeah.
Not as. I'm actually more afraid of right turns.
Really? Really?
Yeah, I have more problems with right turns sometimes because you know how you have to be as close to the curb as possible or whatever.
Yeah.
I sometimes get that back wheel like sometimes over the.
Oh, over the curb, and
Over
it just
the
kind of
curb.
bumps the car.
Yeah, it happens like 1 out of 10 times, but left turns I think I'm able to go into them well. It's just the right turn sometimes.
Mm.
Because you can't see that much from the right side of the car.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, if your wheel is like, if the car is high enough where the wheel just simply goes over, that's not much of a problem. But if like the cars are really low,
Yeah.
you'll fuck up the underside.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm doing like a left turn, I feel comfortable if I'm like in a convoy. I don't know why. It's like
Bingo.
bingo. Like going to like the fucking ramp on the freeway and shit. Like when I first did it, I fucking hit the windshield wipers. I got so scared, like what the fuck? Oh shit. And then like next thing you know, like today, when I went to fucking Fountain Hills, I just like smooth sailing pretty much.
Beautiful.
No traffic. No Phoenix traffic.
Oh fucking on my way back, yeah.
Yeah, because everyone in the days, everyone goes to the city, and in the night, everyone's trying to get away from the city.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and plus like the exit to 59th was closed. Oh shit, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Why? No one's gonna care. They're like, oh, 59? Oh my god.
You better not go there.
Oh yes, exact location. Drag this down with GPS.
Alright, I think the last topic before we finish up, we completely ignored we sidetracked off of the border stories.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys totally forgot about that, right?
we did.
So we had Victor tell his, right? Did you tell yours? Or who told theirs?
What
No,
part?
I
Adrian
used to
told
like
his
my dad jumped off a moving car.
And I just said that my parents have been across the border a billion times.
Yeah, for like vacation.
Yeah,
vacation.
He was memeing.
No, but my dad, he crossed the border 3 times. Like one to go to LA, make his new life, and then when he found out his mom died, he tried to go back crossing, but he was caught. So he was deported anyways.
Oh yeah, this is when I said like our dad's story are similar because it's our dads, and they both got caught and sent back. So they had to recross. Yeah. So
I wish I could relate.
Yeah, then fucking, and then like I guess he crossed again. Like he crossed when he was 15, and then he went back. I don't know how old he was, but then he came back to the U.S. right around 21. So right now he's like 46, and he got his papers like around 30.
Oh shit, they're gonna figure out your age like that. They're gonna figure out who you are.
they're gonna pinpoint your location. All the fans are gonna get bombarded.
Oh, what fans?
That one feedback.
Oh, fans, please follow me on Twitter at
Grande Jefe.
GrandHefe1 at GrandHefe1.
.com.
Your story.
Oh, my story.
Your dad's board
Yeah, what's
story.
that?
I was about 1, so obviously I was born already.
One
So-
year later,
Proven
man.
facts.
And
I was dead. Dead asleep.
and so
Talking about cars, Ignacio, your laugh sounds like a tire screeching.
What did that have to do about cars?
Because we were talking about cars like 10 minutes ago.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
speaking of cars. Go on.
and so my mom's brother, well, my uncle. Well, it's good. I said if I said uncle, like I would say the same thing from my mom's side.
Yeah.
Went with my dad to Mexico. I don't know what. I didn't get that detail. I think something about a job or something or working, and so my dad had to cross to get back, and so he got caught, and he got sent back
My nigga got caught.
to I think
Brown head.
where he was born, and so he had to cross to El Paso.
Oh, you're going to Texas?
Oh shit, he went through Texas?
Yeehaw. And so
Yeehaw.
he had to cross the river, and he was crossing with another group as well. And as they were crossing the river, like the lady slipped, like as soon as they were reaching out because of the mud, and she grabbed onto my dad, pulling him down.
Oh, fuck.
And so my dad, like, he grabbed onto
Another person?
no, he grabbed onto something. I don't know what it was, like a branch or something like that.
Oh, fuck.
And so he had to, like, he was, mind you, he was probably 21. No, wait. How old is he right now? So probably 22, actually.
I wouldn't even know how to picture him back then.
Looking like this.
Like Raul, but not Raul.
Brown.
Like dark. I said like Raul, but
The in
darker.
between somewhere.
Yeah, just longer hair, brown.
mullet.
70s, fam.
Yeah, just
Same, bro.
just say brown. What's it called? Yeah, and if he had like let go, he probably wouldn't be here today. And fortunately, he pulled him and the lady up, and he crossed all like muddy and dirty.
Then was like the river like strong and shit, like the current.
Yeah, it was strong. And so I'm just like, oof, how fortunate that he survived that. Like, that would have been crazy, like, growing up without it. And a lot of people grow up without a dad, but I'm just saying, like, finding out that my dad, like passed away in a river and suffocating and shit. And so, yeah, that's my dad's story.
Like Nazio's story.
I don't have any.
Oh,
Like, my family.
You.
Me?
Citizen.
Yeah,
The U.S.
like
citizen.
my family on both, almost, on both sides have been here for a long time. I was like, I don't know about my mom's parents, but I'm pretty sure they had papers and everything. Because they used to live in Chicago, like forever ago. And then they moved over here, and I never got to meet them.
Chirac.
Chirac, boy. But
That Chicago.
yeah, I know on my dad's side that we've pretty much been everywhere on the west. So it's like,
Nice.
yeah, I don't have any of these. I used to, kind of, but they're not really relevant anymore.
Yeah, like all my families are in fucking west. There's like no one on the east coast. Like they either live in El Salvador, Mexico, or LA. And like most of them are afraid. Like the ones that live in LA are afraid to like visit us because since there's like sometimes there's checkpoints.
Go to
Yeah.
Nevada. Yeah, and then come down.
Go through Death Valley and fucking because they'll live right next to San Francisco.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I mean, they could go to Nevada.
or they could go to fucking Yosemite. Fucking like an extra like 10 hours and shit.
Yeah, I know.
Or I was wanting to go to Yosemite.
Me too.
Or like
It's beautiful.
or I seen that fucking Google image of the trail from like what was it, like New York all the way to
Oh, yeah. It's just like, it's not all around the U.S.
no, it's like couple like it goes to like 4 states that shit
All the way from New York.
to I don't know what the other state is, but it's like pretty fucking long. Like someone took a picture of him before and him after the trail. He fucking grew a beard and lost like
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, I want to do that shit. I don't know. I feel like if I do that,
You grow a beard.
no, it's not the fucking.
goal.
Become Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I just want to like do some shit like that. Like fucking climb Mount Everest. That should be lit.
Forrest Gump. I have to go home now.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
it looks behind everybody. I have to go home now.
I get what you mean. I've always kind of wanted to do that stuff too, because it seems so cool and I don't know.
Fucking gets mauled by a bear.
I probably wouldn't get mauled or anything.
Probably the one mauling the bear.
No, I don't fuck with no bears. Bears are scary.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Walk through
The only animal that has gotten really close are like coyotes, and it's like a giant ass pack. I'm like,
Hey.
well, I'm going back in.
You mean
Fuck
a
that.
gaggle of coyotes?
Does the zoo count?
No, I don't think the zoo counts. I was like, because I've seen a bear and everything. I've seen like fucking mountain lions.
That might be a good topic for a next podcast.
Yeah, for
Like
little-
animal encounters, wild encounters, stray animal encounters.
Dogs,
I got-
stray
I
dogs.
got-
That's
You get
well,
to start
that-
thinking about those.
And
be
stray cats.
prepared for that topic coming soon.
whenever that is.
So,
I mean, we got spring break, so.
Yeah, we
I
probably-
don't.
Oh yeah, I
My
forgot.
spring break's over.
Yeah,
Bitch.
that sucks.
Hashtag community college.
alright, so does anyone have any more stories? So we can end it.
And all that.
Don't man spread.
Don't man spread.
Oh yeah, and like make sure to
Yeah.
pick up napkins before you.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, just throw away your napkins.
You'll send me a tweet as the president.
Alright, well,
Jesus Christ.
End the podcast, boy.
alright, so this will conclude this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll see you guys at the podcast.
Like,
Remember,
like
don't
and
man
subscribe.
spread.
Give
Don't
us
man spread.
feedback
And we'll see you guys
in the next podcast.
in the next podcast.